Hey, welcome to the Weekly Wave. You ever notice how people will drop hundreds or thousands on the latest phone or new shoes or popular concert tickets, but when it comes to investing in themselves, suddenly they start penny pinching? They'll say, oh, $200 for a course that could double my income? That's way too expensive. But they'll spend that in a weekend on stuff they don't even need, or even a night out that goes horribly wrong. Let's be real. Most people are out here investing in everything except the one thing that actually matters, themselves. And then they wonder why nothing really changes. So today, let's talk about it. Why investing in yourself is a real cheat code to life, why most people avoid it, and how you can start doing it today. So, first off, what does it even mean to invest in yourself? Because I'm not just talking about money. Yeah, courses, books, coaching, and all that are great, but investing in yourself is so much deeper than just throwing cash at things. It's about where you put your time, your energy, and more importantly, your focus. It's about whether you're choosing to grow or choosing to stay the same. Because here's the hard truth. If you're not actively investing in yourself, life is depreciating you. You know how cars lose value the second you drive them off the lot, something like 15 to 20%? That's you, if you're not constantly learning, improving, and leveling up. Most people don't think about it that way. They think, I'll figure it out as I go. But the reality? Life doesn't reward people who just exist. It rewards people who expand and grow. And I'm not talking about waistline. Now, let's talk about why people don't invest in themselves. Let's be real, it's not really about money. I've seen people drop $500 on a bottle at some fancy restaurant, but hesitate to spend $50 on a book that could change their mindset. I've seen people spend hours scrolling through nonsense, but say they don't have time to work on their goals. So, what's the real issue here? Most of the time, it's fear. Because the second you start investing in yourself, and I mean really investing, you have to admit something. You have to admit that you've been playing small. You have to take responsibility. No more blaming circumstances, no more waiting for the right time, just straight up ownership of where you are and where you're going. And that's uncomfortable for most people. It's easier to say, I'll start later. It's easier to say, I don't have the money. But let's be honest, if you lost $1,000 today, just instantaneously, you'd figure out a way to get it back. So if you really wanted to invest in yourself, you'd find a way. It's not about resources. It's about priorities. All right, so let's talk solutions. How do you actually start investing in yourself right now? Because I don't want this to be one of those videos where you get hyped for 10 minutes and so motivated and then go right back to scrolling. Let's make this practical. First, you gotta upgrade your mindset. I don't care how much money you make. If your mindset is trash, it won't really matter. A rich mindset always beats a rich bank account. Because the truth is, money comes after you start thinking differently. You have to shift how you see yourself, how you see your time, how you see your opportunity. If you want to shop without looking at the price tag, you got to work without looking at the clock. Start feeding your mind. Books, podcasts, mentors, whatever it takes. But if you're not consistently upgrading your thoughts, don't expect to upgrade your life. Second, you got to pay for knowledge and not just entertainment. Look, I love Netflix. I love a good NBA game, but if you're spending more on entertainment than education, you're playing yourself. If you wouldn't hesitate to spend money on a night out, but you think twice about investing in learning something new, you've got it all backwards. Start seeing knowledge as an asset, not an expense. Third, you got to protect your time like it's your wallet. Most people are broke, not just because they don't have money, but because they don't have time. They waste it on distractions, on meaningless drama, on things that don't move them forward. You have to be ruthless with your time because, after all, time is money. Actually, it's more than money. You can get money back. Time, it's finite. Once it's gone, it's gone. Cut out the distractions. Get serious about where your hours are going and where you're putting your time. And that alone will change your life. Fourth, you got to build skills that pay you forever. Here's where most people mess up. They think short term. They focus on making money today instead of building skills that will make them money for life. Instead of asking, how can I make an extra $500 this month? Ask, what skill can I learn that will make me $500 every month for the next 10 years? That's the difference between people who struggle and people who are successful. Now, let's talk about the ROI of investing in yourself, because I promise you, nothing else gives you a return like this. You buy a car, it loses value. You buy clothes, they inevitably go out of style. You buy a new gadget, there's a better one coming out next year. But when you invest in yourself, that value compounds. Every book you read, every skill you learn, every time you really push yourself, it stacks up. It builds. And before you know it, you're operating at a level most people can't even touch. That's why successful people seem to, quote unquote, get lucky. They prepared for opportunities before they showed up. They invested in themselves so that when the right moment came, they were ready. The only real security in life isn't a job or a paycheck or even a fancy degree. It's in you, in your ability to adapt, grow, and create value wherever you go. So, here it is. Think about where you were 5 years ago. What do you wish you had started back then? Now realize, 5 years from now, you're going to look back at this moment. Are you going to be grateful you took action, or are you going to be wishing you had? The choice is yours. Invest in yourself because at the end of the day, you're the only asset that will never depreciate. Now, go make it happen. Thank you so much for listening.